Harmony 260. I made one cut just as kind of a control variable. So I'm going to take the same chain, put it on the 630, get the 630 warmed up, and I'm going to make 2 cuts. And then, so we'll see how it cuts stock, and then after the saw is modified, we'll come back and make some more cuts. Okay, here's my stock 630. I've never done anything to it. I bought it. I've never even ran it, to tell you the truth. So, put the crazy homemade chain brake on it. It seems to try to hold on a bit, so I'm going to be holding the chain brake off while I'm running it, but the saw seems to run really strong, so when I fire it up, I'm going to make 2 cuts through this. I'm going to make 2 cuts, and that'll be the data we need, and then I'll start tearing it apart after that. I'm still waiting on some parts, so I can't get it done right away, but I can get her started. It kind of feels crazy, an old classic saw like this in such good shape, running so good, and I'm tearing it apart, but it's all part of the fun. Okay, so here's the deal. I keep having issues with sucking air here. I think this block, it doesn't line up real good. So there's some areas I think where it's too thin. It's what happened the last time. Here's the gasket. It spit the gasket out right here. I was running it for about 15 minutes. It was working great. All of a sudden, she just got right lean and it spit the gasket out here. So these bolts, before I had to tap these holes deeper to get the whole carb assembly to tighten up. But these bolts, like, jeepers, there's probably about that much thread that goes in there. So I'm not completely convinced that these aren't bottoming out and not allowing that carb to tighten. So I don't know if I'm over tightening, under tightening. I don't know. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut just a little bit off the end of these 2 bolts. I'm going to cut just a little bit off those bolts to ensure they're not bottoming. And then I'm going to take up against a piece of glass. I'm going to take an emery cloth and I'm going to lap that to make sure this surface is smooth. I'm going to sand that smooth. And then I have a gasket, but I don't think I'm going to use a gasket. I got that real good 3-bond stuff I got right from Yamaha, and I'm just going to glue that, shorter bolts, flat surface, glue, tighten it up, let it dry real good, and that should get it, because this is at least the 3rd time I've had this apart. I can't get it to stop sucking air from right at that connection, so. So it actually took quite a bit to get that to flatten out. So that was probably the main culprit, is this plastic aftermarket block not being perfectly flat. So I just put this up against a piece of glass and just rubbed it until she flattened out. And so I'm just going to take a bit of brake clean on a paper towel and clean those surfaces. And then this, I got this right from Yamaha here. That's the 3-bond stuff, and I'm not going to use a gasket. I'm just going to use this, and then I slightly shorten these to make sure they're not bottoming out. And while with that sanded and this gasket gone, maybe I should even have took a bit more off, but I don't know, man. That's like 15 minutes of running right there, and that gasket just blew out. So I don't know. Maybe it's my bad, but anyways, this should work. Okay, we're at. But smack on 165 for our compression, so that's alright. And it still doesn't got much running on it, so it might bump up a bit from there. The plug's burning dark. It's still running rich, but I'm going to leave it like that for now. Let's go get her in some wood. Geez, it looks funny now with that small bar back on it, but there we go. I haven't hogged it in any big wood yet. But one thing I did notice about it is the torque it has, the immediate torque it has. If you can just shove this into the wood and hit the throttle, and the power is right there. So, okay, well, let's see what we got. Still a bit rich, but I'm going to leave it like that for now. Wow. Okay, I think the cold is getting to my camera. It's all wacky. It's all off at a big angle, but here's a special treat. 2071. Got the same bar and chain on it. Initial impressions, it's definitely a bigger, heavier saw, but it's a lot smoother and quieter. But it's bigger and heavier for good reason, because it's actually built heavy to handle this power. The smaller frame of that 630, who knows how long it's going to last, but it sure is fun. Okay, well, I got her warmed up. Let's... This one I popped out on the bottom, and that one I hit that block, so not completely accurate, but just a cool comparison. And I don't know, but that 630 felt faster than this, but maybe it's just because it's quieter. We'll see. This might not be tuned exactly good. I had to play with the low a little bit there. So, alright. I know this is probably the most angly, convoluted angle you've ever seen. I got one of those gimbal cameras, and it's blown out. Like the lens is setting like that. So I'm sure it's this crazy angle you can see me at now, but screw it, we're gonna run this video. So here, it's my brand new. It's I think it's a 2018 model. Anyways, 60cc John Surrett 2260. You know, brand new, super duper, high revving, 14,000 RPM ripper here, and I want it to take an old 630. You're gonna laugh at this one. I want to take an old 630. So this is 60cc. This is about 63 cc's. So they're John Surrett's professional offering, right? This is modern. This is the most modern Junstret saw they're ever going to make because they were done making them. And this is a nice old classic Junstret. So this thing rips. The smaller wood, the saw, this 2260, it's just incredible. When I was cutting up all that big popple with this saw, it was doing okay. It was doing good, but you could feel it. It was starting to peter out. It was that. It's like, okay, I can cut wood like this all day long, but if I'm going to continue to cut wood this size or bigger, I'm going to need a bigger saw. You can tell it was just getting at its limit, right? So I was like, okay, so I got this old 630, and I'm like, I want to see if I can make this 630 run better than this 2260, because I just thought this was the best thing since sliced bread, and this 630 had no chance. So this is a super high revving saw, and this, like, it just feels like it's going to explode when you run it rev so high. And this here is just a good torquey old workhorse. So in that big wood, that block there that's cutting at, so this did have a base gasket delete that I didn't know about, so there's that. And it had a cracked piston. But anyways, this saw ran faster in that big wood than this saw did. Because this saw is this yappy zappy. Anyways, the camera's screwed up. So, very fast running saw in small wood. This thing here, I'm not sure what it revs at. It's not a big screamer, but it revs good. But it's got torque. So in bigger wood, what makes it cut is torque, right? Maintaining that RPM. So this thing here just kind of does what it does. And any size wood, it just kind of mows blocks off. Just sweet. But this one's really revvy and dynamic. So in bigger wood, the 630 was already faster than this brand new 2260. So immediately the test was already blown trying to get a 630 faster than the 2260, because in big wood it already is. So then I never took any results for this yet. But this, man, this thing's a hot saw. It rips. I have it running a bit riched out. I'm going to keep it there. Like, I'm scared of this saw that's not going to hold together, because it's insane for what it is. And then this is just a nice, smooth old, completely stock saw. Like, you can do quite a bit to these to get lots more out of them. But just a smooth, reliable old workhorse. This is a crazy hot saw. I mean, this is just a super zany, revvy, modern little machine. So there you go. I guess that's it. That's the test. So there you go, guys. There's a few changes you can make just to the cylinder and stuff on this saw and get big gains out of it, and maybe put a better exhaust on it, but I'm not going to. This saw staying stock. This saw staying stock, and this is my play saw right here. So I hope it holds together. So anyways, yeah, that's very cool, guys. Thanks for watching. Sorry about the crazy camera angle. I'm just as mad about it as you are. This is a beauty little ripper. It's lightweight, rips, smaller wood, crazy fast. Old Frankenstein here works incredibly well. For how long, I don't know. And then the old mint condition 2071. Probably could be tuned a bit. It hasn't ran in a long time, so it is what it is. Thanks, guys.